In a country built upon opportunity, it's easy to forget that access isn't always equal. That just because something exists doesn't mean it's accessible or safe for everyone. In an article written by Eric Holt Jimenez, lack of access to affordable, fresh, and healthy food, when combined with pre-existing health disparities in regions with high socioeconomic inequality, leads to a dramatic increase in obesity, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, immunity disorders, and hypertension. There is the big issue of systemic inequality, in which disparities between healthy food and unhealthy food are significant in many communities, including Long Beach. Intersectionality plays a big part in food injustice. According to the author, food justice must address structural inequity, structural violence, and structural racism. This means that by improving these disparities, we have to change the means of production and the exchange of food by the people who consume the food. While there are many low-income communities in Long Beach, I decided to drive through a couple and noticed that there are disproportionate amounts of healthy food within them. For example, on my drive, I passed by many fast food restaurants, which is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. In many low-income neighborhoods, the closest thing to a grocery store is a Dollar Tree. The closest thing to dinner is a McDonald's. This isn't because people want this to be their reality, but because it is the reality forced upon them. This is one of the core concepts of environmental injustice. It doesn't just have to be dirty water or toxic air, it's the daily reality of having no healthy choices within reach. It's when your zip code controls how long you get to live, how you breathe, and even what you eat. Many of the food options in low-income communities are cheap, but there is a cost in terms of diabetes, heart disease, and even asthma. These daily implementations can have detrimental effects on people's health, yet they are passed on in the disguise of something natural. Where food pollutes the inside, the air pollutes the outside. It has been proven that minorities are placed in residential areas closer to highways, dumps, and factories. This is especially true in the Long Beach area. Communities that live by the Long Beach port can be exposed to toxins due to the mass transportation in that area. In the study of environmental justice, Pello tells us that where we find social inequalities by race and class, we tend to also find environmental inequalities in the form of marginalized groups being exposed to greater levels of pollution, toxics, natural disasters, and the effects of climate change. These environmental justice issues all come back to the structure of hierarchy in which power rules over all. There must be a subject of oppression for a corporation to profit from. In this case, it is marginalized groups in low-income communities. Air and food aren't luxuries. They're basic fundamental aspects of life. But when the systems that manage them are founded on inequality, they become weapons of oppression. Environmental justice encapsulates environmental racism. It can be extremely subtle, especially when it's considered in policy or when no one in any community has any say. In the issue of toxins in air, it's something extremely subtle that people don't realize is affecting them in their daily lives. Even a beautiful aspect of Long Beach, its beaches, can be tainted because of toxics and pollution that affects the water quality and the air quality. These people and places are seen as expendable. Clean air isn't just a human right, it's a right of all living things. My cat knows not a single thing about redlining or industrial zoning, but he has to inhale this air as well. Environmental justice movements encapsulate taking care of the people in our communities and being able to have access to healthy air and food. Environmental justice is not just about saving the planet, it's about saving people. It's about who has access and who gets left behind. If my cat deserves fresh air, then so do children living near a refinery. A fight for fresh food and clean air is a fight for justice.